Well guys, I've got a little bit of a story for you. I took the time, I showed how I built all this, did all the different camera shots. I even got up there on the roof, showed how to do that. And I found out something during this process. SD cards fail. Yeah, that's right. All the video footage, I put it in the computer to edit for y'all, and it said files corrupted. So what I'm going to try to do is just walk you through what I did to build this shelter, and then I'm going to show you what I did to get that hay rack in there. The shelter itself is on 2 8-foot posts. I've got pressure treated boards used to help support the roof. On the inside, you can see I've got 2 2x4s running across. That also helps support the cross members. These interior cross members I cut at 92 inches. That way when I put the inboard on, it came up to 95 inches from end to end over there. I've got 8-foot sheets of tin on the top. I use 1x boards every 2 feet to screw my metal down to. And you can see I've also got hurricane straps on these 2x4s just to help keep the roof from bouncing. This one was built exactly the same way about 3 years ago. It's still standing, no issues at all. So I built this one the same way. Now this feeder I've got behind me, it's also a collapsible round bale feeder. I bought that used from a buddy of mine. He had bought 4 used and didn't need all 4 of them, so I bought one of those 4 from him. And before I could get this one behind me put into service, he gave me a call earlier this summer and he's like, Stoney, I've got some bad news for you. The bars on that were wide enough that I've actually had a couple of does get their head stuck in there and get their necks broke. You know, so that's pretty significant. You know, it's a tragic loss, and I didn't want to repeat that here. Now I'm going to tell you, I love my Ketchum feeder. Those jokers are kind of pricey, and right now with the rest of the projects I've got going on, remember I'm getting ready to do a barn extension over there. I didn't feel like that I could afford one of those right now, and this thing's actually only going to be used very minimally. And in fact, I probably wouldn't have it in here if those weaning dolings in here. So I just needed more of a temporary type of deal. So what I did was adjust this, thinking a little bit outside the box. What do I have on hand to make it work? And let me show you how I did that. Well, we got that fence up around the feeder here. Let's get it taken apart and put out in the pasture, see if it works. And there you have it. It seems like that this is going to work out great. Let me do a close-up and I'll show you what we've got here. You can see using these 4x4 squares that the goats are still able to get their nose in there and get hay, but they're not going to be able to get their head stuck in between these big bars. And just like the Ketchum, this side and the other side will compress in as that bale's being used down, so that way we should have minimal waste. Now, I don't really want to tell you the manufacturer of this guy because I'm not pleased with it. It probably would work out great for goats that do not have horns. It's probably really great for sheep. I think it's actually designed for sheep more than goats. So I'm not going to talk bad about that organization. It's just not what really works out well with us. But that's okay. We do what we do, and we made a fix for it so that it will work out for us. Now, of course, I'll never put newborn kids in a pen that has this type of feeder in there, but for these older kids and does, this is going to work out great. Well, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Learn something a little new, how to think outside the box to make something work for you. As always, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next video.